Maybe it was about 6 months, 7 months.
Specifically to...
And moved to New York.
To go do music full time.
And I pulled into New York City 51 years ago, tomorrow, September 3rd, 1965.
You remember the day?
Yeah, because I had a car crash immediately when I got it. It's New
fantastic.
York. It's New York.
And what, you found a place to live and started playing?
Well, yeah, I think I stayed at an SRO, which is a single room with the bathrooms. I didn't care.
You were there to play, right? There to learn, there to play?
First night I heard Charles Lloyd Quartet with Ron Carter and Gabor Szabo, man. It was amazing.
It's like you had died and gone to heaven.
And I was like this with Max Gordon.
Oh,
we
really?
got Max Gordon and I got tight. He just had a sense of intuition that I was somebody to be who would end up playing in his club.
How old were you at that when you got to New York? 22?
22.
And just started playing, like you said. Just go, I mean, because moving to New York, and I mean, then or now, it's not any easier now or not any easier back then. It's
I played everything. I took any gig.
Yeah, of course. You have to.
Took a lot of gigs where there was no bass player.
Do what you got to do, you know.
I started playing bass lines.
Yep. But you learn a lot on the gig. That's where you learn the most.
Yes, you do.
It's better than, you know.
Dave Pike, do you know who Dave Pike was? Oh, most underrated vibes player in jazz. He's no longer with us. But he took me aside and told me, I want you to go hear Grant Green. Listen to his Time Failing. And George Benson had told me the same thing before I left Seattle, because he had come through with Jack McDuff.
Oh, yeah.
He said, because I said, I love Kenny Burrell. He said, yeah, me too, but Grant Green, you know.
So you became friendly with and or played with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
From early on.
Hey, man, it's who you know, who you hang out with.
Yeah, you become hopefully like the people you hang out with. Hopefully you hang out with the right people.
Yeah.
And then how did you here you are 22 years old in the Big Apple, and you taking any gig you can. You became, I think it, believe it or not, I think on Wikipedia it says the father of fusion.
Right.
How did it go from that to into fusion guitar?
Well, I made a conscious decision to start mixing styles in order to develop my own voice, because first few months in New York, the older players were telling me, don't try to stop playing like Wes Montgomery and Tal Farlow.
Try to find your own thing.
We already have a Wes Montgomery and Tal Farlow. You're going to have to find your own voice, or else you're just going to be lost in the crowd.
So you made it was a conscious decision.
So I started extrapolating Beatles melodies in jazz tunes.
Huh.
If they fit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just to try to get some ideas. And eventually, I was in this band called the Free Spirits.
Yeah, sure.
And most of the jazz work was done by the tenor player, Jim Pepper, the late Jim Pepper. And it was at that time that Gary Burton heard me play in New York and started thinking about putting me in his new quartet that he was forming. He was still playing with Stan Getz at the time. But at the same time, I knew Chico Hamilton, and I found Chico through Gabor Szabo. And Gabor said, I'm leaving. Why don't you take Larry? So that's how I got my first jazz record date was with Chico.
And then Gary Burton afterwards, you said, in the
right
quartet.
after Chico, because Chico didn't, he just had a casual gig because he had a jingle company.
Yeah.
With Jimmy Cheatham. Doc Cheatham.
Somebody.
Some important guy, but Burton was very organized, and he organized this quartet.
A lot of guitar players went through his groups.
Yeah.
In addition to yourself, I think
everybody.
I think Pat Metheny went through there eventually. I think Kurt Rosenwinkel might have went through there originally.
Mick Goodrick.
Yeah, Mick. That's right. So
all of those. Schofield. All of those.
So I didn't know Schofield did.
Yeah,
wow.
Man.
Very. What about?
So we went out on the road and we became very popular in 1967 or 68, and but I wanted to do more rock-oriented things, and Gary still wanted to stay more with the straight ahead, which was okay by me,
Yeah.
because Herbie Mann was also touring with us, and he was thinking like I was thinking, and so Gary replaced me with Chick Corea in Phoenix.
You remember the city?
Oh, listen, man. Jazz musicians have to do strange things. He never told me I was fired.
Well, you just showed up and the amp wasn't there?
Chick Corea showed up. We get to the airport and there's Chick. And I'm thinking,
Oh, this is strange.
yeah. And then I put two and two together. And I've been meaning to tell you. But, it's difficult. But and the next day I was playing with Herbie Mann. And we had a huge hit record called Memphis Underground.
Yeah.
Which was very commercial at the time, but there was really no motivation to be commercial. We wanted to play new ideas. We wanted to play. I wanted to make jazz guitar. I wanted to put more string bends in there. That's why I have the unwound third. Wanted to do some more string bending in there, and some more, do a quote from Hendrix, do a quote from Cream.
Yeah. How did you? How'd the Miles thing come about?
Oh, that was much later. That was in '78.
Yeah, sure. That was.
My wife and my wife's best friend were kind of nursing Miles back to health. He had a hip operation. He came out to Connecticut to recuperate, and they had him in this house that one of the ladies had, and they started bringing me around, and then we got to talking about music, mostly him talking and me listening.
Yeah, sure.
And he ended up producing me for a session that actually that took place during the time that the Miles movie takes place, but I'm not mentioned.
I never saw the movie.
Well, I don't know why they didn't mention me.
Quite frankly, I heard it wasn't that good. But I haven't seen not the session, the movie. I heard the movie wasn't that good.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I haven't seen
a lot of real hardcore Miles devotees like Wallace Roney.
Yeah.
He didn't even go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious because
did that session come? That session got released or did not get released? It never
because
did,
Miles
right?
never played trumpet on it. He played synthesizer.
So it never got released. Yeah.
He couldn't. He was too messed up to play trumpet.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, before we do the instructional video, just a couple more questions. A couple things. One, do you still practice every day?
Yes.
That's
when I don't practice, especially before a gig, I pay for it.
You feel it. You can feel right away.
My dear friend John Lee, who was the right-hand man for Sonny Rollins and Dizzy Gillespie, he said, "Larry, I got to talk to you. You got to warm up, man. Dizzy warmed up. If Dizzy can, So I feel a little guilty right now because I haven't warmed up for our teaching video.
We'll give you time to warm up first.
All right.
The only two more questions. One probably difficult to answer. Do you have a favorite guitarist?
Oh, there's so many of them.
That's what most people say. For me, it's pretty easy. I say Wes, but
Jim Hall.
Jim Hall, yeah.
For some reason, I go back to him.
Sure.
I first started.
Sure.
When the first month I was in New York, Jim was playing with Trio.
Yeah.
Not only was his music beautiful, but he was
He's
really
a good man. Yeah.
He was a gentleman.
Yeah, he
was the nicest man I ever met.
He was. Now, well, actually, I said two more questions, but it's actually going to be three because there's an extra one. I just want to mention something that we mentioned when we weren't on camera, or I want you to mention it, which is at some point you have to stop figuring out guitar stuff and listen to horn players and listen to piano players and try to describe and get the vocabulary from other instruments other than guitar. Otherwise, you're going to sound like a guitarist.
You got to get out. Well, some cats can do it.
Yeah,
without
maybe.
doing that. But you got to get out there and talk shop. You got to really live the musician's life and do what. Look at the people that you really like and find out what it is they're doing. Then you can be like them. What they're listening to.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Do you have any advice for people that want to, younger guys out there that might see this interview that look up to you and might want to have a career in music? Is it
Go
possible? Is it
for it.
possible these days still?
Absolutely.
Good.
Go for it, man. I just heard it. I was on stage at the chapel here last Sunday. 19-year-old kid from Queens who was graduated from UCF, played just like Pat Martino. Only still, he played like himself.
Yeah.
The staccato in his attack was fantastic.
Does it get you excited when you hear young guys playing like?
Well, I was listening. I mean, he didn't know the bridge to Love for Sale, so I called him out. So when they were doing their head, 2-5-1 a D flat, and once he got that, he got it. See, that's what guys did for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing what was done for me.
Yeah. Well, that's
I'm doing
good,
what was
man.
done for me, and I know it's hokey and corny, but really, what happens when you get to my age, you really are in a position of giving back what was given to you.
It doesn't sound hokey at all. It sounds like
I
a good thing to do.
I got to hang out with Dizzy.
Yeah.
Got to play with him.
You've hung out and played with everybody, right?
Not everybody.
Anybody that you haven't gotten to play with?
I never played with Keith, but I don't think he plays with guitar players.
I don't think so either. I've never heard him play with a guitar player.
I know he'd sound great with John Abercrombie.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
John Abercrombie. I mean, he's got to go in the favorite list. Because 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, he put down the pick and only plays with his thumb.
Yep.
And it's a big success.
Yeah, he's got his own. Well,
It's a huge, and he's a fantastic composer.
Yeah, he's a great player. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that people can, if you want to. I like your answer of if you want to succeed. You said just do it.
Yeah, because
this is not a Nike commercial.
I remember eavesdropping on a conversation with, may he rest in peace, Bobby Hutcherson. He says somebody asked him why he does this. And he said, I just can't help myself.
Got no choice. Well, thanks, man. Let's give you some time to warm up, and we'll
All right.
get this video going.
Good.
Thank you, man. All right. Once again, this is Michael Kaplan from Taga, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or channels, and check out all our guitar instructional stuff, and look for the Larry Coryell video coming soon.